about yourself. Where are you from? What are you doing? Where are you in the world?
Introduction.
Tell us.
Hi guys. Yeah, so my name is Lamich, but I am originally from Uganda. I grew up with Hannah. We go like way, 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 way back. Like we known as long as I can remember. We were kind of in like the whole homeschool situation together, and then ACE, um, and yeah, now I in school. Well, I'm actually pretty much done with school, but I live in Paris now, and just a few more days until like I'm finally done with school. So that's exciting. Yeah, so that's a bit about me.
Yay, that's cool. So, talking about the more serious stuff, like what do you do? Like
Yes.
what do you do for work? What are some of the things you're passionate about creatively? And yeah, like tell us about your world, creative world right now.
Okay, so for me, I think it's very like when people ask me like what I do, it's like to pick like one or two. I mean, I think I'm finally at the point where I'm like narrowing it down, but like before it was like, well, I do photography, I do all these like different things. Yeah, but I think like officially, um, I am a model and I work in PR as well, and yeah, but that's great because I get to kind of be on both sides of the like the creative spectrum, like the person who's creating and the person you're creating for. So kind of
Great.
I think having like done photography before and
Mm-hmm.
styling and all these things kind of like all add into like when I'm say working as a model, then I kind of have an idea of what the photographer will be looking for,
Yeah.
and vice versa. Like when I'm like doing photography, I kind of understand like what the model is thinking and like how they want to be directed and how they want to be like
Right.
told in terms of like where how to stand and all these things. Yeah, so it's kind of like it feeds back both ways. So I
Yeah.
think that's yeah, it's interesting to be like in like
Yeah.
a spectrum of like different creative
That's
things.
so fun. That's so good. And like how did that unfold? When did you start to become passionate about fashion? And tell us the
Um, the backstory.
backstory.
I've always, well, I think I've always like fashion, but when I was younger, I think I wanted to do more design,
Right.
but yeah, because I was into art and like that was like my how I think I started in how I got interested in fashion because I was into like painting and art, but I wanted to be able to kind of um, not just paint, but kind of create, be able to like do more than just having like a final art piece. Because I think like in fashion, there's so much more that you can do.
Mm,
And then I guess like just like when I studied art in school, it
yeah.
was very like the course was like very wide. So we got to do like photography, we got to do um it was like there were a lot of different things, and I realized how big like
Mm,
the possibilities were.
yeah.
And I was kind of just like interested in like different things. And for me, like fashion is like well, like being like working in fashion is great because you don't have to focus on just one thing. Like you can be a designer, you can be a stylist, you can be a
Right.
photographer, you can there's like so many different things that you can do. So if you're
Yeah.
someone who is um yes, like you're creative, but you don't want to like only do one thing, which I think I'm like one of those like I get bored doing like the same thing every week. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like an industry where you can literally go from shooting one day to styling another day to
Mm-hmm.
designing, and it's also something that like long term you can transition from starting out, say working in PR and end up, working in a magazine. So
Right.
it's a very like fluid job, and I believe it's something where like anyone can like. I mean, you can start being an architect and end up like designing clothes. Yeah,
uh,
because I think it's all like it kind of it's one of those industries that kind of takes like the like creativity, and it's very open to
mhm.
it's not like a very structured. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's what I
that,
like about it. Yeah.
that's really, really cool. I love that. And I feel like it is in generally creatives in general, any sort of
Yeah,
sphere that you're in creatively, it's never just this one thing. It's like you could do
exactly. Yeah.
so it's a whole new world within that thing. And you
Mm-hmm.
could be doing different things, but then the things that you've been growing in help contribute to
Hmm.
whatever you will finally
Exactly.
be doing, or
Yeah.
even if that's not a thing, like who knows that whatever you're doing now will even evolve into something else. It's like
Exactly. Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
constantly growing, we're constantly learning, and yeah, pushing the boundaries of
Yeah.
creativity. So
Yeah.
that's
It's like it's like a process that I think you have to be like it's one of those things that you have to be open to and not like limit yourself.
yeah.
Uh, but I yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. So Lamich, being from Uganda, where
Yeah.
I guess the fashion industry isn't as built up as many other places, or
Hmm.
the Western world. What are some of the things that you like, the culture norms that
Hmm.
you overcome, or yeah, just what was maneuvering through that, or even just the believing that you could actually pursue this for real,
Yeah.
not just like a hobby, but like, oh, this could become my life.
Yeah.
How?
I mean, to be honest though, like even for me, I always like had even now I'm still like there's still like a part of me that's like still like you should do something that is structured and you're sure that like in 5 years you have like ABCD kind of job, because I think
Is
it's
that
just
more
how
cultural than it is? It's your culture instinct from, like, I know from where we've grown up from,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you need to take, well, there's certain paths that will make it, or like there's
mm-hmm,
certain
mm-hmm,
paths that you
mm-hmm.
need to take in order to see the outcome. Or is
Yeah.
it also engraved in, is it culture, more culture than it is your own self?
Um, I think it's like I mean I think it becomes both because if you grow up in a culture, it kind of becomes part of how you think.
Yeah.
But so like for me, like when I remember when I was trying to decide what I wanted to do in university, it was like every week I would literally change my mind because like I kind of like I knew like there's like there's like the job that like the thing that people study that that it's like foolproof, right? Like you have like if you do A, B, C, D, and E, you're going to get it's like a formula. Um, but then, um, like for me, it kind of I it happened because like the just like the schools that I applied to, the ones that I got like the best acceptances from were the ones that were more creative. So I was kind of like, well, and I think it's also just like leaning into it, in terms of like not like you might not fully understand like where the path is going to go, but
Yeah.
you just open yourself up to the possibility,
Right.
and then also like understand like where like for example like back home like when I tell people I'm going to like do like study fashion, they'll be like what's like the plan with that? Are you going to stay there? Are you? But then you also kind of have to understand like where our that comes from. I mean, like our parents growing up because like
Right.
you kind of got like this one shot and you were not going to waste it on something that was not 100%. And I
Because so
think
much
for
has been
like
lacking.
our generation, yeah, like our generation is like the first generation that we're of like say I'll say like Ugandans that we're able to kind of think outside of the box of having a completely like structured plan, which is great because we can now like evolve and kind of like take what they started and the things that they did and kind of because we have like so much more access like through the internet, through travel. So I think it's almost on us to not limit ourselves the way our parents limited themselves, because then that just kind of it carry. I mean, yes, we need like we need people in like proper like doctors and all that, but I think even for them, like you can be creative, in that way. Like now you can do two things at the same time. Like people who are doctors
Yeah.
and I don't know, like artists. Yeah, so I think we have the opportunity to not be in like those boxes that
Right.
our parents are forced to be in, and we should all take that opportunity. Like it should be like, say, if you have like the opportunity to do something that you're really passionate about, I think like that's like something that you should never like you should. I mean, yes, there's fear and all that, but I honestly think like every like dream is put into someone for a purpose. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's like something you should never like take lightly, that
Yeah.
we actually have the opportunity to pursue like the
Yeah.
things that we love so much. Because I mean, our parents probably weren't able to do that because it was like
Right. Yeah.
you have a family to provide for. Yeah, so yeah, so
That's
I think for me it was just understanding that it's actually like a gift to be able to even have the opportunity to dream of doing fashion and
yeah.
yeah, and go after it. Yeah,
And then putting in the hard work, because like, oh,
exactly.
you
Yeah,
actually now believe in this and this is what I'm passionate about, and have the
yeah,
opportunity to actually study it further, um
yeah,
then the more so that I should invest and give my
exactly.
time
Yeah.
as opposed to doing anything else.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
um
mm-hmm.
and so yeah, absolutely love that. Basically, us as creatives, or even in life in general, we go through high seasons and low seasons.
Mm-hmm.
We go through seasons where, like, oh, like I'm getting where I need to be, or I'm achieving what I need to achieve, or I would love to achieve. But we also go through seasons where you're like, wait, what am I doing? Like, why am I
Yeah,
waking up every day? And so, have there been seasons which you could share from about?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think like just like in general, like that's how like life is. Like it's never just like constant, which I guess makes it
Yeah.
interesting. But say I think for me the one that like the time that I think back to the most is like time like when you're changing from one thing to another, like when I was moving here, or when I was
Mhm.
say um like starting out like work, and like it's always like like the beginning of anything that you always have like that first like things that go wrong, that kind of like
Yeah.
life is like, are you really sure you want to do this? Yeah. So
Yeah.
and I guess like in the moment it doesn't feel like that, but like looking back, like you realize that like those times kind of are like is where like the like if you didn't have like those times, then like the good times wouldn't really be as special.
Mm.
So for me, like when I'm like, I don't know, like going through like that, like one thing I always like ask myself is like, what is this trying to teach me, and what is it trying to get me to let go of? Because I think a lot of times
Yeah.
it's like either or to move past.
Mm.
Like sometimes like when you I don't know get rejected, I always think like when you get rejected from something, or when
Yeah.
something doesn't go right, it's like God or like the universe
Yeah.
kind of nudging you into the direction you should go to.
Yeah.
So like it like it's not like when I'm like going through like a bad time, I'm like, what is this teaching me about? Like it's always like, oh my gosh, like everything is going wrong. But in like that moment you ask yourself like, okay, like what am I either not supposed to be doing at this moment? What am I holding on so much
Mm.
to? Or like what idea of myself am I holding on so much to that I feel
Yeah.
like this is like because when you think about it, like say if you're not creating as much as you want to create, it's because
Right.
you're not meeting the expectation that you've set for yourself, and maybe
Right.
that season is supposed to be a season of rest, and you're trying to push yourself
Mm.
to do like to create what you're not supposed to be doing. So or maybe you really want like a certain job and it doesn't come through, and because your expectation of yourself is you doing that job,
Yeah.
you're holding on to that idea so much. Yeah. So I think it's realizing that yes, we have like a plan of how things are going to go, but we're seeing it from our perspective rather than like a bigger perspective of actually. And there's been so like for me, like when I think something that's made me so sure about that is like the things that I thought were like there's so many things um that have like happened that I thought were definitely like things going wrong, and like
Mm,
been in those things that I've got the most out of,
right.
and um that I've actually been able to, that have like either made me think about a different way to do things,
Mm,
or think out of the box. And I guess that is what creativity is. It's like
yeah.
solving problems, right? Like if
Yeah.
everything was perfect, there would be no need to be creative.
Right.
So for me, like I know that whenever I'm like in a point where I feel like I'm stuck, or
Mm-hmm.
like things are not going as I've planned, I'm like, okay, this is not going as you, Lamich, has planned, but there's someone bigger than you who
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
like much bigger plans. So
Mm,
ask yourself, or at this point, just like sit back and let him do what he needs to do. Yeah. So I
yeah.
think it's also about trust and trusting the process, and knowing that
Mm-hmm.
you need to be like you need to be molded, you need to be redirected sometimes, you
Yeah.
need to be like you're not always like what you want for yourself is not always the right thing, or maybe it's the right thing and it's just like the wrong time,
Right.
or so like trusting timing, trusting like the way things flow. Yeah, which
Right.
is hard though, but
True.
yeah, but I think also the more you fail, and the more you fail and come out of that failure, the more you learn to like trust that even if you're failing at this moment, like
Mm,
there's a reason for that. And as long as you're giving fully of yourself, and you're giving fully, like you're you're trusting fully the process, then something will always you always be pushed back into the right path. Yeah. So
yeah. Oh, I
I don't know
absolutely love
if I
that.
answer your question.
It does. It does.
Okay.
You've gone, yeah, you've hit it on the nail. And as well as like, because my next question was gonna be like, if you actually could encourage someone in like, um, basically who's just struggling creatively,
Yeah.
or even just needs to be encouraged that to take that risk that they're,
Yeah.
that to take that risk and step out, and I'm like, I feel like you already hit it in the nail. But I'll let you go free as to if you have anything more to add, like in terms of
Uh,
what else would you encourage? Um,
I think like one thing I always tell myself is to lean into it. Like say like you have like you want to you want to say go to like school in the States and study
right.
photography, or you want to like whatever, and you have no idea how it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like just like lean into the idea. I feel like we have like we're such like spiritual beings. So like sometimes just putting your heart on the path that you feel like you're supposed to, like you might not know how it's gonna happen, but just
Right.
lean into it. Like take a photography class in your
Yeah.
town, or start doing photography there, or like never wait to have the full picture and for things
Yeah.
to be perfect in your, like, because we have an idea of how we want things to be, and it almost never happens that way,
Right.
and we almost never get opportunities from places that we think we're going to get opportunities from.
Mm,
So I think if you have like a huge, I don't know, thing that you want to do, start small, like just lean
yeah.
into it, like think of like the small ways you can redirect your life to that. Whether it's,
Yeah.
even if you don't have a camera, start taking pictures on your phone. Start like if you want to do design, and even if you don't know how to sew or design, like start take an
Right.
online class. Just lean into it, and like slowly, I feel like the more we we put ourselves in the direction of where we're supposed to go, the
Mm,
like it's almost like like as long as we give ourselves to like this, oh, like we give ourselves to our dreams, then it's like there's a response. Like there's
Yeah,
always like a like you like there'll always be a response of energy. Like you never
you're right.
you will never be for, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just lead into it. Like whatever you want to do, like don't wait to have the full. Because even I have like I have like I feel like it's like a fraction of what like I want to happen has happened, but like it's just into like giving yourself to every opportunity and giving your best at every opportunity, even if it's small, you
Right.
know, like I never think I could be do and that, I guess that's where like comparison comes in because it's always like, oh, I could be doing like or this person is doing this well or whatever. Like no, just like focus on your on your backyard. Like like just focus
The
on your
journey.
little sphere that you have around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and always like remember that if you have like a dream or like something that you want to do,
Yeah.
like the same person who gave you that dream has put everything that you need in yourself to do it. Like you like I don't have a dream to be say a basketball player,
Yeah.
and I don't have the because of that I think I don't have the like that those skills have not been put into me.
Right.
But with the dream comes the skills and the ability to do it. So like you always feel like you
Absolutely.
have everything that you need in yourself,
Yeah.
yeah, to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
that's
ultimately, God has placed those dreams in you, in
exactly,
your life,
yeah,
and
yeah.
because He
So
knows you could bring them to pass, and you have the
exactly right.
ability
Yeah.
to actually pursue that and succeed. And yeah. So love that. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking time out of your
Oh,
week
thank you for
to
having me.
have
It was
this.
so nice to catch up as well.
I know it was